But no homo though, cause that's that gay shit. Nigga, as long as I say no homo, it's not gay, right?
Absolutely right, sir. Anime.
Shout out to Charlie Google's film.
Section. Can't call me Poppy, I teach her.
This is so dumb.
Everything about this was iconic.
Let me know what you think, bro.
I got you.
We should code.
Like, this needs to be the best meme. This needs to be the next Old Town Road.
What's going on with you, you big French bull mastiff terrier looking motherfucker, you dog ass nigga, man? You just like your daddy, man. Look at you, boy. You get big as fuck. Ah, shit, nigga, I almost broke my hand, you buck. What you feeding this nigga?
A whole lot of greens.
You got some more of it? I'm hungry. They got some weed in here.
I want to take some time though, man. I gotta thank y'all, man.
Okay.
First of all, I want to thank you for holding down the shop while I was in the penitentiary, man.
I'm just saying, just all you gotta do, nigga, is put the run the alternator, run the line to the alternator.
Yeah, the tube gotta go in the hole.
Without you, none of this would be possible.
Right on.
I love you, man.
Much love.
Brother-in-law, you've been a rock, man. You put money on my books. You kept me eating while I was locked down. You was there for my son. You've been a rock for my wife. Whatever you need, I got you, man. I'm just humbled by that, brother.
I gotta say though, man, if I had something in my glass, I would toast you. You've been doing right by my sister, and I really honor and appreciate you for that. I know things ain't been perfect, but you've been doing the best that you can, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother.
And I appreciate you for that. Glass me up anyhow, even though mine's is empty, toast to you.
To my son, man, I apologize, Junior. I wasn't living right. And because of that, the system took me away from you.
The show you are watching is a paid program or advertisement. USA Network is not responsible for the claims and representations made by the sponsor.
Hello, world. I'm Cephas X. Hotep. I have a breakthrough for you today. Years ago, my ex-wife, come on, my beautiful ex-wife, we traveled to Kemet. I picked up what I thought was a harmless blueberry. Unbeknownst to me, it was a Godoji berry. Godoji berries have healing qualities. They heal any and everything. You ain't got no hands? Godoji berry. You got a bad knee? Godoji berry. You a little slow and don't know where to go? Godoji berry. Baby, bring me a berry. Hurry up now. Hurry up, baby.
Welcome to Hotepish. Intelligent-ish talk. Intelligent shit talk. Where we bring the profound and the profane, the ignorant and the sane. Cause know what I hate what it is, Sarah? People be thinking just because you give information out, you supposed to be some suit wearing, clean model, non-cussing, no pork eating person. They be like, if you like the Hotep brothers be like, if you eat pork, you can't get downloads from the universe. And the universe, you get downloads from your hair, my brother. And you ain't got no hair, brother. And you eat pork, brother. So how can you talk to the stars of the universe, brother?
What you say?
Man, if you don't sit your rabbit food eating ass down. like, but you killing the animals. Well, you killing the plant, motherfucker.
Absolutely.
You know, everything getting killed. Shit, it's a cycle of life. I shit it out, and it gives life again.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just guessing. But then you get the other people that be like, you speak to the kids, brother. You work with children. Man, you shouldn't talk about smoking weed and going on mushroom trips, and you should be more. You shouldn't cuss so much because the kids are listening. Well, look, if your motherfucking kids are listening, they can take a motherfucking cuss word.
Thank
you dig?
you.
My grandfather called me the fat motherfucker since I was 3. It didn't do. Hey, come here, little fat motherfucker. Go get some ice cream. And then I eat the ice cream. He'd be like, see, a little fat motherfucker ate all my goddamn ice cream. Like,
you gave it, father.
I'd be like, but Papa, you gave me the ice cream. He'd be like, and then his friends would come over. I'd be like, I eat like one pan. He would always cook. My grandfather cooked a lot.
Uh-huh.
So he would cook these grand breakfasts. It'd be a Tuesday morning. And he had pancakes, French toast, waffles, ham, sausage, bacon, grits, eggs.
Ooh.
Yeah, shit like that. That's how he would cook on a random Tuesday.
Oh, Lord.
And I would come over, and of course, I would eat my pancakes and my French toast or whatever. But then when his friends come by, he'd be like, eat more, eat more. I'd be like, I'm full. And then he'd be like, you little fat motherfucker, I'm trying to feed your ass, you don't want to eat.
Wait.
I'm 7, Poppy.
Wait.
And then his friends would come by, and they be playing cards. And then when they playing cards, they look at the little fat ass. I done cooked all this goddamn food, and he ate 10 pancakes, about 6 waffles, and I cooked about 10 eggs for the little fat motherfucker. He ate it all. And I be sitting back like, you just cussing me out for not eating enough.
Okay. Wait, not eating enough. That is wild.
That's just some cultural shit, black folks. We like we be getting clowned by our own family.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. And it's a lot of times they have the same issue you got.
Yeah.
But they older and they just talk shit and you can't.
Yeah, my grandmama would laugh. She'd be like, "Don't pay Percy no mind. He fat too. Look at him. His belly bigger than yours. He want to talk about you, and he an old man." My grandmother used to clown the shit out of my grandfather.
Oh, I love that.
Everybody got some shit, you know what I mean? But they be like, you can't listen to somebody if they don't look a certain way and they don't wear a suit and they're not a thespian. And man, look, this is what I noticed in life. Anytime you've ever been deceived, like on a high level, it's always been by a motherfucker in the suit. Think about it. I ain't talking about somebody that you borrowed $100 and then pay you back. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about
the professors in college.
The professors in college lying to you. We gonna get into that when we talk about this Woman King movie.
Oh.
I ain't saying all preachers are bad, but it's enough of them out there, and usually those are the ones in the best suits.
The best suits. Okay.
Usually the ones with the cleanest suits.
Balenciaga.
Yeah, them cats. I was at this one church, man. This dude had after his third offering, on the fourth offering, talked about why he needed a private jet. You know what I mean?
What?
But he was in a suit. If you've ever been screwed over by a lawyer, they was in a suit.
They was in a suit.
That judge that gave your cousin 10 years when he should have only got 6 months was wearing a suit under his gown. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if you ever signed a car loan and you should have got a 3% interest rate and you got an 8% interest rate, the motherfucker in the suit did it. But in the meantime, they be like, you ain't a real deal if you don't wear a suit. How dumb can these motherfuckers be?
I don't understand. I don't get that though, because a lot of times the people that told you the most sense, like my mama, she cussing in a muumuu.
Yes, you will get the most game from an old ass nigga with a brown paper bag around that bottle.
Exactly.
You will get some life game from Leroy. Leroy tell you. Like I remember, I had a Uncle Moon. Uncle Moon. We used to call him Moon. He had this big old afro, back in the 80s. He had that huge afro, and he used to wear the cleanest snakeskin boots. Ooh. Like when he wear his snakeskin boots, you see the moon reflect off them motherfuckers at night. You know what I mean? That's how shiny it is. But you know what he told me? He said, "Look here, young nigga." And I was like 7, 8 years old. He said, "Yeah, I like 7, 8." It's like in the 80s. Like the Lakers just finished playing a game against, I think they played the Warriors that night. Lakers won, of course. Magic Johnson had a fuck ton of assists. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Look here, young nigga. A whiskey glass and a woman's ass will get you every time."
Oh, wait. A whiskey glass
and a woman's ass will get you every time. So be wise. Don't drink too much and don't chase too much pussy. Because if you do it too much, it's going to get you fucked up. And this was game Uncle Moon was giving me a 7.
At 7?
Yes.
In case you was trying to knock down the hoes in first grade.
Yeah. I remember getting this story later on in life, but I remember we stayed on Chris Shaw Rodeo, and he would come over and watch the Laker games with my dad. And he said, because I think they was talking, and I'll tell you when it was. It was for those of you who watch basketball, it was around the time James Worthy had got caught with a prostitute in Houston.
Big Game James?
Yeah, Big Game James got caught with a hooker and had to go, then he missed the first half of the game. It was around that same time they was talking about James Worthy. They was like, see, they get you in trouble, young fella. And he said, a whiskey glass and a woman's ass. It gets you every time. He wasn't wearing no suit when he said that.
He was dropping straight knowledge.
This nigga's a security guard. But that life game is something that I kept for my whole life, and that was never one of my issues. I always had good relationship with women. My pops always taught me to respect them, and so did all the men in my environment. Which is why I'm talking about this Woman King movie today. Can you put the Woman King picture up?
The peoples.
I'm gonna talk about this. For those of you watching on YouTube, we're gonna be on Caffeine exclusively. So download the Caffeine app now. Y'all got 5 minutes. 7 minutes.
It's like 7.
About 7 minutes? Y'all got 7 minutes to download the Caffeine app and look up Hotepish with Dewan B on Caffeine. And over on Caffeine is where we're gonna be taking your calls. Because I want to hear some of y'all's opinion on this Woman King movie. All right, so let's get into it. The Woman King, starring Viola Davis.
You know Lupita turned it down.
Yeah, Lupita turned it down. And they called it The Woman King, but I thought of a few other titles for this movie that would be more appropriate.
Okay.
The Stud Kings. How about that? Because it was, and no disrespect to them, but look at them. They look like, put that picture back up. They look like, this looks like the basketball team that Don Imus was talking about back in the day.
They about to go free Brittany Griner.
Yeah. And y'all notice how we always talk about how black women aren't portrayed. They don't really have real black women in a lot of our movies these days. They have like mixed black women, women that are like mulatto. And no disrespect for those, because I'm not dissing that. We just know that we very rarely see pretty dark women in movies.
Yeah.
But when they want to portray black women as warriors and beasts, they go find the darkest skin they can find. They look like the 1989 Detroit Pistons. Look at them.
Oh my God! Wait.
Look at they look like the Pistons. And you got John Sally. You got Dennis Rodman.
Oh my God!
They got all the Pistons except Bill Laimbeer.
Oh my God! This is
look
hilarious.
at this. So when they want to display black women as like, when they finally know how to find a dark-skinned black woman or more than one, they want to portray them as warriors.
Yeah.
And so I thought the Woman Coon would be another, because we're going to get into the history of the Dahomey tribe.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about this. Because America, this is why am I having this conversation? We always got to ask why. Before we have these conversations, what's the purpose of this conversation? What solution am I trying to bring by having this conversation? Because I ain't here just to gossip and talk shit. My whole purpose is to have some kind of purpose to this conversation. Yeah. If y'all gonna give me y'all time, we may as well have some kind of solution. You dig what I'm saying? Or at least recommendation or idea or exchange of ideas or something. Because this some bullshit. And there is the reason why I say that. Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because we got to remember, all film is propaganda. Whether you're watching the news, TV commercials, sitcoms, or movies, Hollywood is propaganda first. And people inherently know that. That's why the internet taking over the game. That's why caffeine taking over the game. Caffeine bringing you programming that's not filtered by the BS. It's just they're allowing people to be raw and real with it. And that's what y'all like. You know what I mean? We're not gonna be banned over here like we are on YouTube and shadow banned. And once y'all go to Caffeine, y'all gonna get y'all notifications. You know what I mean? That's the biggest issue we deal with on YouTube. Yeah. Because this program talks real stuff, but they don't be sending out notifications. You getting your notifications with Caffeine. But when it comes down to it, the mainstream stuff tries to propagandize you. You know what I mean? And they propagandize you through imagery. You know, word association. We play the game Pictionary and word association. When you constantly have the mix, dark, warrior, criminal, beast, dark, black woman magic, the strong black woman. I'm so tired of that term, the strong black woman. I don't want no strong ass woman. What the fuck?
Wait, why don't you like that?
No, I'm strong. Shit. I need a gentle woman. I need a woman that's soft.
A gentle woman? Okay.
I need a woman to be my opposite. We don't need to be the same thing. You compliment. It's the principles of masculine and feminine. Those are principles in life. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with the cards, the dark is the masculine, the red pips are the feminine. You know, everything has a masculine and feminine principle. You can't do anything without masculine and feminine. You got, look, go pop your hood right now in your car. You're going to have a positive and negative. The positive is the masculine, the negative is the feminine.
Yep.
And it's not good and bad, it's positive, negative. If you want these lights to turn, you need a masculine plug to go into a feminine socket. Everything works through polarity like that. But what they do is they make our women masculine. So what happens when a Sandra Bland gets murdered by the police, people are like, oh, well, black women are strong.
Yeah.
They don't hurt. When we dealing with Corinne Gaines in Washington, D.C., when her son saw her get murdered on Facebook Live.
Come on, yeah.
Oh, black women. Black women don't get black women overall in society, when these liberals aren't patronizing you, they don't get the feminine love, the feminine respect. They don't treat black women feminine. And movies like this go a long way.
Even with women dying during child labor and stuff like that, it's because they think that they can take the pain and everything like that. There's a lot of a high death rate. Death rate, yeah.
And I know that first in my family, my mom's mom died when my mom was a month old from complications from having my mom.
Wow.
My grandmother, my great grandmother, my mom's grandmother, her mother died from complications having her.
Wow.
That run all through my family. One of my great grandfathers, his mother died from having him.
Wow.
And I have friends of mine who've SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, affects black people the most. Black women get experimented on. When it comes to the whole modern birth control thing that's out there, Planned Parenthood, the black women were the cattle. Because they keep this negative stereotype of going on of black woman, masculine. The darker the black woman, the more masculine. Warrior, strong black woman. Oprah, go girl, you can get it. We women in power, we everything. Meanwhile, all them other races of women talk all that shit with you, but then go right home to their husband. You don't see...
Exactly.
They go right home to their husband. But they got your black ass out there talking about something. I'm a strong black woman. And now you got these black dudes coming in wearing dresses saying I'm a strong black woman too. Pushing y'all out the paint. Y'all saw my episode of Fox Soul. Let's get real. Anyway, so this is what's happening. And so when we see movies like this, what's the overall message that your subconscious is getting? Strong black woman, weak black male. You got a group of warrior women coming kicking men's ass. Hey, ladies, let's tell the truth. I better not ever try that shit.
What's gonna happen?
Don't let Hollywood get y'all fucked up. And I ain't here for violence. I don't believe in violence. I just wrote a book. Tell it like it is. The Art of Loving Communication. How to speak to your family with love. That's what I'm about. I'm not about fisticuffs. I'm about solving problems through communication. You dig what I'm saying? But this movie over here depicting women beating up dudes and head up fades.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's the reason why women ain't in the UFC. It's the reason why they'll never let Clarissa Shields fight Danny Garcia or Errol Spence.
That will never happen.
You're never going to see Ronda Rousey. I mean, Ronda Rousey ain't fighting Ken Shamrock old ass. It's not happening.
She ain't fighting Ric Flair.
Yeah, she ain't fighting Ric Flair. Black women, don't let Hollywood, tell your daughters. Because people believe what they see. Because, me and boys, when we was kids, we'd see a Bruce Lee film. We'd see The Last Dragon. I remember when I saw The Last Dragon, we was coming out, you are the last. I'm over here doing all this shit. I'm over here. Like, I remember one time when we had just finished watching The Last Dragon, and I didn't know my dad. My dad would be quiet when we'd be home. My dad would always be in the back somewhere smoking weed. So I'm thinking my dad in the backyard out there smoking weed. So I'm opening the door. I walk through the hall, and I kick my door in like Leroy from The Last Dragon. My dad just happened to be walking down the hallway. Oh, no. He said, "What the fuck are you doing?" He said, you kick that door again, I'm kicking your ass.
Oh my God.
But that's what boys do. We used to watch the Sugar Ray Leonard fights. We watched the Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. So after the fight's over with, we only had one pair of boxing gloves. So I got one glove, my cousin got the other glove, and we just punching each other with our one glove.
Not the one glove.
You do what you see on TV.
Yeah.
So ladies, talk to your daughters. Don't have them come woman king and they male friends. Because when a person get hit, you don't know what they're gonna do in response. And I don't want to see no daughters getting concussions. So watch the propaganda, because there's a cause and effect relationship between everything. They got black people talking about rap music, but they ain't saying shit about the movies. The movies come with an image.
Absolutely, burned.
And the brain remembers, the brain catalogs what it sees. Mm-hmm. We've been humans for hundreds of thousands of years. The television set is only 100 years old. Film is only 100 years old. The brain hasn't had enough. We've only had 4 generations in the tens of thousands of generations of humans, the hundreds of thousands of generations of humans. There's only been 3-4 generations that have experienced this thing called media and the TV.
That is super true.
Think about that in evolution. When it comes to evolution, it takes time to evolve. You know what I mean? It took a long time. It took tens of thousands of years for man to go from hunter-gatherer to farming society. It took a lot of time for farmers to go. Half the world is still on farming society.